strategy. And you probably don't remember the first chapter. Mrs. Murphy had to even look back to see what that strategy was. And that was how to write a sentence to solve a problem. The last chapter, chapter 2, our strategy was how to find a pattern. Now this strategy that we're going to learn for this chapter is how to make a model. Now model can have a couple meanings. What do you think model can mean? What can a model mean? Wyatt, what's a model? Oh, something that you can't touch. That's very, like a model airplane, right? You created that model airplane and you probably don't want to touch it, right? It's like an example of a real airplane, but not as big. It's a small model, right?
I had a model locomotive, and when I was getting these, it fell down.
Okay,
and,
so.
And now the wheels are broken.
Okay, so a model is an example of something like bigger. Addie.
It could be like a model, like, I've done one before.
Yeah.
Like in the mall where they set up that thing, then they walk down it. I had to do that.
Yeah, so you wear clothes and you model them, right? So you're being a model, okay? That's another type of model. Rain, what do you think a model could be?
Like a car model?
Like a car model. Yep, so a car model would be like the type of car, right? So can you give me an example of a model of a car?
Bugatti.
A what?
Bugatti.
Bugatti. Okay, that's a model of a car. Or like a Ford, that's a model. Or a Chevy, so it's kind of the type of car. Okay? Lewis, what's another type of model?
Kinsley's model book was really old.
Her model book?
It's back there in her book.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd use the word model.
I mean tractor. Tractor? There's a model tractor.
There can be a model tractor. I don't think she brought one, but.
No.
All right, I'm going to take these last two.
I mean like a real tractor.
Okay, but we're talking about a model. Kinsley, what's another example of a model?
I don't have a whiteboard.
Oh, okay, I'll get you one in just a minute, okay? Wyatt, what's another example of a model?
A model number.
A model of numbers. So today we're going to learn that a model can also be like drawing pictures to show what the model is, okay? So we're going to watch this video and it's going to talk about how we can draw pictures, or sometimes we have to use manipulatives to model a problem.
Hello and welcome to problem solving strategy number 3, draw a picture. In this video, you'll learn how you can draw a simple illustration to help you solve word problems. In video 2 of this series, you learn that you can sometimes solve problems by acting it out with objects or using tokens.
Those are models.
If you have not yet watched that video, go back and see it now. When you do not have objects or tokens to help you solve a word problem, you can use the next best thing, a drawing. Drawing a solution to a word problem is fun and easy, because you probably have paper and a pencil lying around anyways. Let's look at how you can draw a picture to help you solve a word problem. Thomas has 12 pencils. He loses 7 pencils on the way to the library. How many pencils does he have left? So, what operation do we use to solve this problem? Aha, you got it. The key word, left, tells us that we need to subtract. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Since Thomas lost some pencils. We could subtract straight away to solve this problem, but I want to show you how we can also draw a picture to get our answer. Here are 12 pencils. To save time when solving problems, you don't have to draw the exact image. I'm drawing straight lines to represent pencils. If the problem would have been with coins, I could have drawn circles, and so on. Now, if Thomas loses 7 pencils, how many does he have left?
10.
If you said 5, then you are right. We just solved this problem by drawing a picture. And there you have it. You learned another problem-solving strategy.
I'm not good at math.
Practice drawing a picture when solving our word problem games. Keep a notepad nearby. When you don't know the answer, try drawing a picture to find the solution. Thanks for watching, and remember to always be
Thank
clever.
you, miss.
Okay, so sometimes we can actually use objects, like real models. But sometimes we don't have them, so we have to draw a picture. Now, when we're drawing a picture, does it have to be a perfect example of what it is? No. Like the pencils. We're not going to take the time to draw little pencils in math. We're just going to make a line, and that can represent a pencil. Okay, so put your name on the top of this, please. And this is what we need to do. I will read the problem, and then we're going to follow the steps. Mark and Dan were in a walk-a-thon to raise money for their basketball team. Mark walked 35 blocks. Dan walked 52 blocks. How many blocks did they walk in all? So the first step is we need to underline, what do we know? What are the numbers we know? Ellie, what's the numbers we know? Oh.
52 and 35.
Yes, we know 52 and 35. So pick up your pencil, everybody. We need to underline those. So whenever you have a story problem, look for those numbers that are in the words. Now, we need to circle what we need to find out. And normally that's the question at the end. Who can find the question? Kaden, what's the question? Can you read that right there?
How many blocks did they walk in all?
Good. So how many blocks do they walk in all? So Mrs. Murphy's going to circle that because that's what we need to find out. And Mrs. Murphy's going to underline the word in all. Because right there, that's a key word. Whenever I say see in all, what does that tell me?
Together.
Together. And do I need to add or subtract?
Add.
So we'll put a
Not
little
subtract.
plus sign. So the first step is to find what you know in the word problem and what you want to find out. The second step is to come up with a plan. How do you think we can solve this? What are some choices we could do? Louis, what we do? How about, can you write it over here?
Okay.
Because I think you're going to run out of room. So Louis, write it over there. Oh, Louis has one way to solve this, and this is what we've been working on in second grade. Yep, Louis is right. We could write it out as an addition problem. Is there another way we could do this? Stay up here, Louis. Addie.
Carson.
Okay, so Addie's doing the same thing, except she's writing it, is it horizontally, Addie? Okay, we know that we can't really add that way to figure out the right answer, but you certainly could write it that way. Okay, is there anything else besides adding that we can do? Wyatt? Okay.
Am I really going to take this long?
Okay, so how about we don't take this long, but can you tell him what were you going to do? He was going to draw out 35 and 52.
Model.
You make a model. Okay, Wyatt, have a seat. Eddie, have a seat. So those are the two main things you could do. You can add them, you could draw a model, and that's what they wanted to teach you. Now, if we drew a model, is that going to take us a long time? Yeah. So in this case, we could make a model. They want to show you, you could make a model, but would that take a long time? Yeah, so let's do what Louis said, and let's do our addition. Going down, write it on the side of your paper. And Louis is going to add his ones column first. Louis, 5 plus 2. You got 7. And then add going down your 10s. 3 plus 5. You got 87. Is that your answer?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and trace 87. It does show us, but we're double checking it. Addie, did you have a question?
No, I know how to write it again because it's just flipping this one over.
We could flip them, but we're not going to. But you're right, you could. Okay, so we double checked, and yes, we were right because the answer is there. Okay, and then always check your work. Does it make sense? Is it reasonable? That's the last step. If Mrs. Murphy would have added this and got the number 21, let's just say I added wrong, is that reasonable? No, because 21 is not bigger than 35 and it's not bigger than 52. So that does not make sense. So always check, does it make sense? Is it reasonable? Okay, flip to the next page. Oh my goodness. Mrs. Murphy just scanned this and guess what it did to me?
You got the wrong thing.
It did not scan both sides, it only scanned one side. So, I'm going to read this and I'm going to do it on the whiteboard, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, I can actually use my book. Oh, did I tell you we got a new copier at school?
No.
And it's really cool, but it's a little different than the other one. So, Mrs. Murphy will go back and rescan that, but for today, we'll just use my whiteboard for 204. Okay, on 204, it says, Sarah, Mary, 204. Sarah, Mary, and Johnny are collecting shells. Sarah finds 45 shells. Johnny finds 23 shells. Mary finds 15 shells. How many shells do they find? So what are the numbers we need to underline? What do we know? Rain, what do we know?
45 and 23.
Okay, so on the top here, I'm going to hold up Arias. At the top, by this little boy holding a shell, you're going to find the number. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a girl. Underline 45, 23, and then there's one more number. 15.
1, 5.
Okay, now we got to circle what we need to find out. What is our question, Addie?
How many black?
How many shells did they find? So circle that question. It's at the very end of the story problem. How many shells did they find? Okay, now we could definitely draw this out or to get a model. Would that take us forever?
No.
Yes. So I'm going to teach you something new that we're going to learn tomorrow. But I think you guys are smart. I think you can get this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to solve this. On number 3, do you guys see where it says solve?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to write. Okay, you got to make sure you have it right though, okay? Okay, so we're going to write 45. Do you guys see where it says 3 in that space? I want you to put 45. So where it says number 3, solve. I will. Okay, now under 45, we're going to put the number 23. And then under the number 23, we're going to put another number 15. So this is what we're going to learn tomorrow, but you guys get a little sneak peek. Sometimes we can add more than 2 numbers. And we can do that. Because if we want to find how many are all, we can do that. We're just going to have to add more numbers in our head. So we're going to start with the ones column. Second graders, right here, I see 5 and 5. What is 5 and 5?
10.
And then add
11,
3.
12,
13. So put down the 3.
7, 8. I knew it.
83. So 83 shells.
83 shells. That's a lot.
Okay, you should have got 83. You must not have added the one on top, Wyatt.
I switched it.
Okay, but Wyatt, look, here's 4. Plus 2 more would be 5, 6.
7, 8.
Okay. Go ahead and flip it to the next page.
The brain builder. That means
205.
205.
Okay, now we're going to practice this. We're going to apply the strategy. And number 1. I think this name is Karina. Or Karina. I've never heard this name before. That's a very different name. But it says Karina ran 15 blocks Tuesday. She ran 20 blocks on Wednesday. How many blocks did she run in all? I know. So John, what is the numbers we need to underline?
15 and 20.
Good job. So everybody underline 15 and 20. And Raylan, what's the question we need to find out?
Let's see.
What's the question?
How many blocks did she run?
In
Oh.
In all. Yeah.
So circle your question. And whenever Mrs. Murphy sees the word in all, I put a plus sign. Because I know I need to add. I'm trying to figure them out in all. Ellie, did you just staple your paper?
Yeah, but it's like.
It's okay. Would you flip up for just being responsible and doing it on your own? Good job.
I'll ask.
All right, now, if we're going to do it all, what are we going to have to do, guys? We're going to have to add. We could draw a picture, we can make a model, but we're going to add them going down. So let's put 15 and then 20.
Do we need to?
I would like you to do it just to practice it, okay? Even though maybe you could do it in your head. Ellie, yes, let's add our ones
Did you
column.
underline the in?
I did, because I think that's important.
Oh.
Ellie, yes, what is 5 plus 0?
5.
Good job. And then I'm going to go to my tens column, I'm sorry. 1 plus 2.
3.
Riley, what is it?
3.
3.
35.
All right, now I'm going to double check. Does that make sense? Is 35 bigger than 15 and 20? Yes. Yes.
How did you know that, Riley?
Okay,
You're really smart.
let's try to get one more in before we have to go to art, okay? Just wait, just wait. Okay, listen to this problem. This one's kind of a tricky one. Bradley got 33 action figures, so like those little guys, for his birthday. He had 12 already. How many will he have if he buys 15 more? So what do we already know, Ingrid?
That he has 33.
He has 33. So we're going to underline 33. What else do we know, Ingrid?
Then he has 12 and then he has 15.
Awesome. So I think we need to add to figure out
I know it.
how many is he going to have if he buys 15 more. So this is going to be, you're going to have to write really small, second graders, because now we have 3 numbers. We have 33. We have 12. And we have 15. Okay, double check you're writing them just like Mrs. Murphy is.
Oh, great.
33, 12, 15.
What if we run out of space and we have to?
You have to write small.
Yep, that's what I have to do. That's why.
Okay, now, this is what we're learning tomorrow. I'm going to add my ones column first, but now I have 3 numbers to add. Well, right here, guys, what is 3 plus 2? 5. 5. And what's 5 plus 5? 10. Put down the 0. Carry the 1. Oh, this is easy, guys. Watch what Mrs. Murphy does. If you have ones, I say 3, 4, 5, 6. You're just counting by one. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 60. He's gonna have 60 action figures.
Murphy, can we cross off the box?
No. Okay, listen. Can you guys, we're not gonna get to the recipe for today. Don't cross it off because maybe later on this week or next week we can finish it because I think these are really good problems to make us really think and to apply the strategy. So please don't X them off, but I would like you to hand them in. Grab your toolbox, push in your chair, and line up for art. Okay?